She just guessed it right correctly. 7, 8.
And whoa, look at that!
How does that do anything, Crafty?
This is a puzzle by CraftyMasterman. Each button, while being on the same block, somehow corresponds to 6 different outputs. Luckily, he publishes all of his puzzles in a giant world file, so I went on his Discord to download it. Oh my goodness. What the heck is happening? What is this? What does this do? But being the absolute nerd that I am, it even says in my username, nerd emoji, I'm gonna explain all this so you can build it in your own world and prank your friends with it. So first, how each button does anything is that we have this piston here that's being constantly updated by these observers, and when you press this button, it's butt powering the piston from up here, and since this is constantly updating, then the piston will fire. And it works with every direction, regardless of where you put it, even at the top. So first you want to start out with this block in the air, and then place, well, buttons on each side of it, including the bottom. And once you're done, you're going to want to make a cross shape with a piston in the middle and sticky pistons on the outside. Now going down from this middle piston, you're going to want to place 2 observers like this. Swap this to an upward facing observer so it's constantly updating this piston right here, like in the start. And then another observer here, and a piston that's 1 block below that's 2 blocks below the observer, my bad. And when you press the button, then it's going to extend, and after this piston retracts, then these observers will be updating this piston here due to QC, and it's going to push the entire column back up. So now you're going to want to come down here under the pistons and put down 1 block of redstone under each sticky piston, and a comparator going out of it on subtract mode. So what this essentially does is that 15 minus 15 is 0 because it's detecting the same signal string from both redstone blocks. But if we push this down, then this comparator is only being powered by this guy right here. So it's going to output a signal strength of 15. So now what you want to do is you put down a glass block over here. This is going to be important later. A redstone above it, and a target block, and a redstone lamp. So now when you push this down, then this redstone block is going to be powering the redstone lamp. So if you repeat this for every side, and now you're finished with the first 4 button inputs, which will activate the 4 redstone lamps that they're facing. So now for the buttons on the top and the bottom, we're going to want to choose 2 comparators that are diagonal to each other. So I'm going to choose this one on the left, that's to the left of the observer output, and this one that's to the left of the observer face. So what you want to do is you're going to want to put a node block under this guy and put the comparator back, and same with this one, node block. So if we come down here to the node block on the left of the observer input, we're going to want to put a sticky piston facing downward, put a block of your choice over here. You're going to want to destroy this one, put a redstone dust here, going into this block, with a node block and a sticky piston going upwards, and a block of your choice. And here, you're also going to want to put a block above the node block with a redstone dust. And on this block, you're also going to want to come out here with a piece of redstone dust and a block next to it. And yeah, that's it for the front part. So if we come around to the back of the entire circuit at the observer output area, we're going to put a sticky piston here facing this observer output, a block of redstone in front of it, and a block of your choice under it. A redstone repeater over here, which is detecting when this observer gets pushed down, and we're going to observe this repeater with an observer of its own. A piece of redstone dust over here, and finally we're going to put an observer over here facing outwards from this piston. So now when you press the button on the top here, then this observer pillar gets pushed down, which pulses this repeater, which pulses this redstone dust right here. But when you press any of the side buttons, for example this one, this redstone dust activates, which pushes the piston down, which blocks this pulse right here. And if you push this one, same thing happens, the pulse gets blocked. And if you push either of these two, then this piston will power due to good old quasi-connectivity, which powers this piece of redstone dust, and it blocks the pulse once again. So this redstone dust will only activate when you press the top button, and not any of the buttons on the side over here. Now for the button on the bottom. When you press it, all 5 pistons extend, and what it's doing is that it essentially activates this piston due to quasi-connectivity, which activates this piston, blocking this pulse here. But what it also does is that this observer is observing this piston, and it's trying to send a pulse forward. And when you activate this piston right here, this redstone dust gets powered, which activates this piston to allow this pulse to go through to this redstone wire over here. So you can see that pressing either of the buttons doesn't work, and it only works if these two are being extended at the same time, and that only happens when the button on the bottom is pressed. So when you press the bottom, then this piece of redstone dust will pulse, but only very slightly, but it still pulses, and that's enough. So now what you want to do is that you go over to this piece of redstone dust right here, you put down a door, any type of door works, but I'm using an iron door here because it can only be activated by redstone, an observer observing the door, and a lamp on top. So what this one is doing is that when this door opens, it actually sends the pulse 2 blocks up because this observer is observing the entire door, and we all know that both blocks of a door move in sync with each other. And this is also why we needed to put down glass here, is that because when we activate this one, if this was a solid block, then this piece of redstone dust would also open the door. And it's the same with this one right here. This also had to be glass. Now, these two don't actually have to be glass because they're not activating anything, but I'm just doing this for, consistency reasons. And yeah, that's it for the entire circuit. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you, CraftyMasterman, for creating this puzzle. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so I know you enjoy this content, and I'll make more of it. And if what I said was unclear, feel free to message me in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer all your questions.